Hey, welcome to Barely Opinionated. My name is Rohit, and in this video, I'm going to be taking you through the origins of the Indian National Congress. There are a lot of interesting events in this story, so make sure that you watch this video till the end. In the next week's video, we are going to be putting out the origins of the BJP. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on so that you can stay updated. In today's political scenario, despite there being strong favorable and unfavorable opinions of the Indian National Congress, the presence of the party itself is undeniable. The legacy of the INC is rooted in the very fabric that makes India what it is. Today, we talk about the origin story of the INC, which is an integral part of the story of an independent India. Let's start at the very beginning. The control of our nation changed hands after the 1857 revolt, transferring powers from the East India Company to the British Raj. While English-educated Indians seem to agree with British politics, it was in May 1885 when A.O. Hume, a retired British officer, pushed for a platform to voice the Indian public opinion. Hume's appeal to create an Indian National Union failed, but it led to the formation of the INC once Indians realized that it was time they fought their own battles. On 28 December 1885, the INC was established when 72 delegates from all over India met in Bombay. Amongst these were Dadabhai Nauroji, Badiruddin Tyabji, W.C. Banerjee, and S. Subramaniam Iyer. As one of the Britishers who sympathized with the Indian cause, Hume assumed office as the General Secretary and W.C. Banerjee was elected President. Between 1885 and 1905, Congress demanded larger Indian representation in the governance of the country. The demands included Indian representatives in the higher grade services, expanding the Legislative Council, and finally, self-rule or Swarajya within the British Empire. This version of the INC included several prominent political figures such as Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah. But the British Raj couldn't merely wait and watch as the INC grew and demanded Swaraj. Under the constant fire of the Raj, the Congress became more radical by 1905, ultimately splitting into two groups: the moderates led by Gokhale and the extremists who put nationalism over everything else. 1905 witnessed the historical partition of Bengal, during which Congress was transformed into a mass Swadeshi movement under the leadership of Surendranath Banerjee, opposing the partition. This played a key role in the movement for Indian independence. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was among the first Indian nationalists to embrace Swarajya as the destiny of the nation. His preachings were to abandon all British belongings, strengthen the Indian economy, and protect the nation from ruthless exploitation. While he was backed by Lala Lajpat Rai among others, it was Gokhale who criticized Tilak for encouraging violence and disorder. Despite all these incidents, the debate around India's political situation mostly remained rooted in a few groups scattered here and there. It was when the British involved the British Indian Army in World War I that a nationwide political debate was sparked. People felt provoked and their call for political independence grew louder and louder with each passing moment. The divided Congress reunited in the pivotal Lucknow session in 1916 with the efforts of Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Muhammad Ali Jinnah. But there was another man who was destined to lead the INC and the Indian struggle: Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. With the help of the moderate group led by Gokhale, Gandhi became the president of Congress. While many prominent leaders like Bipin Chandra Pal, Jinnah, Annie Besant, and Tilak vehemently disagreed with Gandhi, there was a whole new generation of Indian nationalists who were ready to support him. With the passing of Gokhale and Lokmanya Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai and Motilal Nehru also agreed to back Gandhiji because of a lack of alternate leadership. Due to a series of successful movements in the years following the World War, the INC grew by leaps and bounds with a whole new generation of leaders. Committed Gandhians like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Rajendra Prasad, and hot-blooded nationalists like Chittaranjan Das, Subhash Chandra Bose, Srinivas Iyengar arose to influence the political landscape. The INC, under Gandhi's leadership, was no more an elitist party based in the cities, rather an organization of the people. This was achieved by Gandhi's vision and his decision to lower the membership fees, establish many state units across India, remove any discriminatory practices based on caste, ethnicity, religion, or gender, giving official importance to native language, holding elections for leadership posts, and considering social work as the benchmark for a true leader. Gandhi's efforts to solve India's grassroots problems took an evolving turn as he encouraged tens of thousands of Congress volunteers to address issues like untouchability, alcoholism, lack of proper hygiene and sanitation, lack of healthcare, widespread illiteracy, and poverty. A lot of these problems are still prevalent in our current society. Under the leadership of Khadi-clad Gandhi, Congress adopted a strategy of non-violent, non-cooperative movement in 1920. It involved the surrender of titles, offices, resignation from nominated posts, boycotting British courts and educational institutions in favor of establishing national institutions. The movement spread far and wide, but came to an unfortunate end in 1923 after the death of policemen at Chauri Chaura and Gandhi's infamous imprisonment. But as this movement faded, another took its place. The civil disobedience movement had begun with the Dandi March on 12th March 1930. As Gandhi and his followers made salt in violation of the salt law, it became an act of defiance. Indians weren't going to live under the British-made laws. The movement was reflected in hartals, demonstrations, campaigns to boycott foreign goods, and the refusal to pay taxes. At the 1929 Lahore session under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, Purna Swaraj was declared as the party's goal, declaring 26 January 1930 as Purna Swaraj Divas. This is the reason why 26 January was also chosen to bring the constitution into effect in 1950, which we celebrate now as Republic Day. In 1935, the Government of India Act was passed introducing direct elections which were held in 1936-37. Out of 11 provinces, the INC gained power in 8. With this power came a bigger platform for Congress leaders to take their stand. When Viceroy Lord Linlithgow declared India's involvement in the Second World War without consulting the Indian people in 1939, the Congress ministries resigned to express their dissatisfaction. Soon the Quit India movement took birth on Indian soil. Congress was prepared to launch a massive civil disobedience movement if the British did not accept their demand. Gandhi told the masses to start acting as citizens of a sovereign nation, disregarding the orders of the British. This led to the arrest of all major leaders of the INC. Once the masses felt leaderless, the protests took violent turn and the movement died by 1943. After World War II, the British announced that India would be granted independence. The Cabinet Mission Plan was formed in 1946 and the elections for the Constituent Assembly were held for the first time. Members of the Assembly were elected by a system of proportional representation. The elections for 296 seats assigned to the British Indian provinces were completed by August 1946, with the Congress winning 208 seats. In the following year, on 3rd June 1947, Lord Mountbatten, the last British Governor General of India, announced his intention to scrap the Cabinet Mission Plan due to the Muslim League and INC being unwilling to reach a settlement, which culminated in the Indian Independence Act of 1947. Thus, British India was separated into India and Pakistan. New elections had to be held for West Punjab and East Bengal as they became part of Pakistan. When the first ever Lok Sabha election of India took place in the year 1952, the INC won 364 out of 489 seats with 45% of the total vote share. Jawaharlal Nehru was elected as the Prime Minister and the INC forever occupied a space in the minds of the Indian people. If you enjoyed this, please make sure that you like and share this video. And again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on so that you can stay updated.